What up, y'all? It is Libra with Libra's Thoughts Podcast. I have a thought, let's tackle it. And I'm actually pre-recording this and then going to load it. And I'm straight up crusty. But it's early. And I said I'm going to go on over here and get this video out. Y'all know I scroll the social media to get inspiration. And this is where I've arrived. I came across the post that said, when I got a divorce, I divorced a man that I didn't know, and it had me questioning who the fuck did I marry. And let me be clear with that. There's a lot of ways that can be interpreted, and just from my experience, this is how I interpret it. When you get married, no one will stay the same. That's a part of growth. Growth means you become more than you were. The question is the relationship you're in solid enough to handle growth? Because sometimes we get into relationships and forget that growth still needs to happen. And in that, we didn't do enough assessing before the relationship to see if growth was a possibility, if growth would be a hindrance. Hell, if a motherfucker wanted to grow. In my case, I had somebody that did not want to grow. They were content where they were. And it became a conflict of interest at that point because there's more that I want. There's more that I want to achieve. And who I was is not somebody I liked. And then I realized I got married at my lowest. So this man thinks my lowest is the greatest. And I know my lowest is not the greatest. And I have to make a decision, because once you know that someone doesn't want to grow and has no desire nor interest, do you stay and not grow, or do you grow? And so in my case, I decided to grow and leave what would not grow behind so I could be fruitful. We got to stop being mad when we understand that there are people that don't want to grow. And those who want to grow, we really do get mad at those that don't want to grow. Like, I was mad at my ex, like, how could you not? How is it okay for me to just stay stuck here and I tell you that I'm not happy and you're just good with it? Well, that's because he has a right to choose whether or not he wants to grow. And he made a choice to not grow. So instead of me continuously arguing and fussing and saying why, I had to stop and say, well, what do you want? He made a decision about what he wanted. Go make a decision for what you want and execute. That's what he's doing. You do the same. Don't get mad at somebody for executing their right. Get mad at yourself for accepting if that ain't what you want. And so I stopped being mad and I went and got me. I went and grew, and now I'm still growing. And I chose a relationship in these current times that had room for growth. Like, I assessed better. I chose better. Even through my dating experience, the moment I smelled bullshit, I just said, no, I'm not doing this. A lot of times we compromise when the intuition says, nah, this is not the situation. And it's not the situation in the capacity that you see it. We still try to force the hand. You can't do that. You got to recognize what it is. And I knew I could no longer entertain a relationship that did not consist of growth. I knew I needed a situation where growth was the option, the only option. Stagnant is not an option, but growth is the only option. And until I found someone, I rocked out by myself so I could grow. I didn't want to repeat cycles. We always talking about breaking cycles, but are you really breaking them? Do you really look at what's happening and say, nah, this ain't gonna work? I gotta do something different. I gotta do something drastic and different to really break this cycle. And for me, watching the elders handle relationships, it wasn't something that I wanted. And I saw myself repeating the same patterns as my mother, my grandmother, my aunts. It was like, no, I see the pattern and I need to stop it. So I say all of this to say, guys, growth is the only option. And when you choose a partner or you choose a community, make sure growth is a part of the option. A part of the situation. Make sure growth is a part of the situation. Because if it's not, don't get mad at those folks. Get mad at yourself for choosing a setup that wouldn't allow you to grow. All right, I hope that made sense. Deuce.